Okay, so a lot of what we're about, as we say, is upcycling, and no prizes for guessing what that is. But what's it doing here? Well, this is part of my project to cut glasses using a Dremel instead of using the usual hot cold water and the scoring technique. Going this way because I never seem to get very clean cuts, so I've seen a lot of people get successful with the Dremel. So I'm going to give that a go. The water bottle is there to help me irrigate and keep the bottle that I'm cutting wet, because that's key with this game. You have to keep any sandpaper you're using or anything you're cutting with wet. A, for friction, and B, for the glass particles. You don't want them all over the place. To that end, I've gone and bought this tubing, which is way in excess of what I need. That's a 4 metre aquarium tubing, and what I've done is that's the lid that's come from the bottle there. I've put a 5mm hole into that to put the bottle in, and there's a release hole you can just about make out to the right hand side. So what I'm going to do is literally drop that into the bottle and then go into the shed in a minute, which is where the operation is taking place. Get that into the bottle. There we are. Get it nicely to the bottom of the bottle. Now, I know of some videos they've used washing up liquid bottles and things. I've looked at it and it looks a bit fiddly to me, and plus also I wanted to have more water capacity than that, and it was going to be far safer and easier for me to use a siphon method to get the water onto the bottle than using gravity. Not saying what the other fella's doing is wrong, it's horses for courses, but I'm going to give this a go. And then what I'll do is I'll have this rigged up over the bottle I'm cutting, and that'll keep the bottle cool and the glass wet while I'm cutting the bottle, and hopefully that will remove the need for me to continue to score it. And what I'm actually using, and it'll make more sense to you when I show you the whole setup, I'm using another bottle cutter that I bought off of Amazon. That should have worked well, but it doesn't. I would have given it back, but I thought it might have another purpose to hold this bottle, hold the glass bottle while I cut it. Just making sure that that's gone all the way to the bottom, which I think it has near enough. I just have to push it. I may weigh this down with something, but the idea is going to be to have this slightly elevated in the shed, and then to have this tube set up so it nicely irrigates the bottle. Now, I've got probably over 3.5 meters here to play with. I'm not going to need all of that, obviously. Ideas on how to upcycle the rest of it. But this will be the plan. I'm going to take that through to the shed in a minute and work out how to get this to work properly. I am going to need a pair of scissors, that is for sure. But one thing I'm thinking about is a means of organising it, if I need something to make it more directional, is to maybe upcycle another one of these drinks bottles. Now, this is a bit of a novel idea. So if I need something to hold on to that tube for me, then what's wrong with sticking a hole in one side of that and in the other side of that, feeding the tube through, and then I've got something to kind of clamp it for me where I need it. So that's something else I'm looking at doing. So I may be using one of these drinks bottles as well. Not this side, I've got a couple of options there, as you can see. Notice we also like to use the metal Co-op bottles for drinking out of. This one's long since lost its lid, but this is because we're trying to cut back on the risk of drinking microplastics. So yeah, all that is going on. Yeah, I know we still have some of them. We can only do so much to phase it out, but that's what we're trying to do. So I shall piece all this together and you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. Catch you later.